What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Al King with Storm Dagger Films. This is Black Widow. Say hey, Black Widow. Back on that again with a new video, y'all. And guys, got another banger for y'all today. Guys, I gotta talk about why Fast and the Furious is still king, and arguably, my personal opinion, the greatest franchise, well, movie franchise of all time. And let me explain to y'all why. Because a lot of people really hate Fast and the Furious out there. They think they've been making way too many movies, however long. But guys, we gotta give a lot of props to Fast and the Furious because, like, a lot of the things that they do in Fast and the Furious in terms of storytelling and just how they go about with characters is really not something that's really you just see too often, you know, in a lot of other franchises. You know, I wish the MCU had a similar mindset like this, and maybe it'll be a lot more better in this day and age, but I gotta explain on that. So first thing why I think Fast and the Furious is just the greatest franchise of all time is, for one, it's a franchise that's always gonna keep male characters masculine. Like, you're not gonna see no like crazy, like just dumb stuff that like in the MCU is doing, you know, like making their characters weak and so soft and just useless, you know, like even as chaotic and just outlandish some of the things, you know, they do in Fast and the Furious, they never weaken a character and just make him just like, you know, just, well, I ain't gonna lie, they do some stupid stuff, but it's more when it comes down to the laws of physics. But as characters, they're actually done really good, actually. You know, like they always remain their masculine frame when it comes down to male characters. Jason Statham is always gonna be Jason Statham. And then on top of that, you know, they still brought these characters back to do more. You know, like most of them at least. There's still other ones I do want to see hopefully come back, like this guy, the one who was like, I'll see you soon. Never seen him back in the franchise again. Hopefully he'll pop up in the next Fast and the Furious movie. But they always have awesome, dope characters and really great villains in the Fast and the Furious saga. And I think that's really why people keep on hitting the theaters, even though this is a very like outlandish franchise, you know, by a long shot. But still to this day, man, like you're gonna have fun with a Fast and the Furious movie. There's not a lot of movies you can really have fun with nowadays, you know, like it's really sad that like a lot of movies just can't get it right no more. Now I ain't gonna lie, Fast and Furious have recently just started to slip in the box office, but at the end of the day, they have been going on for over 10 movies, but still, it's still very impressive a franchise can go that long and just now starting to fall off. Well, some people already fell off a long time ago, but the box office numbers don't lie, you know, and Furious 7 had like the highest box office of all of them, if I'm not mistaken. 7 movies at the time, and that one there grossed the highest. But to be fair, that was a sad situation with Paul Walker. Rest in peace, Paul Walker. One of my favorite actors of all time, and that's also one actor, because I'm an actor myself, guys, if you guys didn't know. That's one actor I would have loved to work with on set, guys. Oh man. But between him and also Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter, even though he was mostly just a wildlife biologist, but you know, he still go on camera and stuff. And then on top of that, he was in a movie as well, you know, literally called The Crocodile Hunter. I forget the name of it, but yeah, it was a dope movie. Yeah, I think he only did do like one movie, but everything else was like TV shows and like appearances and stuff. Those are 2 people I would have loved to work with, on the set. But yeah, guys, like in terms of masculinity with characters in Fast and the Furious, it still remains strong. Vin Diesel is always gonna be Vin Diesel, you know, like, and then on top of that, another thing I like, family. You know, like it's one of the few franchises that still heavily promote family, you know, values and stuff. Like, and that's one thing I do enjoy about Fast and the Furious, you know, like still to this day, like at the end of a film, they're still gonna show that cookout. They're still gonna show like, hey y'all, come on, let's go all get together. Even some of the past people who used to be villains, they all cool again. So yeah, like it's pretty interesting how they do their storylines, even though they're pretty outlandish, like we all know. And they didn't always used to be like that, but moves me on to another thing I gotta talk about, and that's Fast and the Furious decision making. You know, Universal's decision making when it comes down to Fast and the Furious. Because before it was just about racing cars and going fast and stuff. But then they realized that wasn't making much money, and after the Tokyo Drift, that movie bombed in the box office, even though a lot of people will say that's one of the best ones. I disagree. It was great, but my favorite would always be Too Fast, Too Furious. I don't care what anybody says, it's the best Fast and the Furious movie there. But after the third one, that was when Universal had to change their mindset and how they moved with the franchise, because they were literally going to stop after number 3. But they gave it one more go, and we got Fast and the Furious number 4. And they made it more of an action film, and they brought back all the OG characters, and it killed in the box office. And then Fast 5, then you brought in Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and even more of a killing. People love that one. So, you know, it's very, very smart how they did the franchise, and even how they did it chronologically ordered, like how they did the whole timeline. That was pretty smart too, I ain't even gonna lie. But and it's not often you really meet a franchise like that and can go on that long too. It's pretty outstanding and just really unique. So that's the first few things. You know, they did all that stuff right. And then on top of that, how they treat female characters is really good too. Like, guys, like when they bring in female characters, like, it's not like the MCU where they're just like, a lot of them are boring and just don't have great character development or a great story behind it. No, like Fast and the Furious, like, guys, Letty, dude, like, bro, like, literally, they slay her character every time. Like, bro, like, she kills it on screen. And then all the other female characters that come in throughout the timeline. You even had Gina Carano, her fight scenes were good, and her character development was pretty good too. And then you got Ronda Rousey, she made her appearance. There were just so many awesome people, and also great fighters too that came into the franchise of Fast and the Furious. And man, you know, you just don't get those things that often like we used to. So yeah, guys, a quick summary. That's really why I think Fast and the Furious is the best, because you just don't see a lot of those, everything I talk about in a lot of films, and, you know, really staying true to their story, even though they went outlandish. But guys, you know, they switched up from fast cars to action for a reason, because they know that action movies make a lot more money, and it was a absolute success from switching over to that. And yeah, it was, even though it's pretty outlandish, the things they do, I ain't gonna lie, like, yeah, the stunts they do is very questionable, but at the end of the day, guys, we cannot deny that this is like literally the full-on success of Fast and Furious. And this is a franchise that's gonna run forever. I don't care what anybody says. You know, even when the main saga does complete, the young generation is gonna come back, and it's gonna be really good too. Now, will it get the same numbers? I don't know about that, but you know, if they remain true to, like, you know, like the main focus of the story, which is family, this franchise will always flourish. And I think a lot of other franchises can learn something from Fast and the Furious. But that's all I gotta say, guys. It's your boy Al King with Storm Dagger Films. Like and subscribe, share. Black Widow says bye. We'll be catching y'all next video, y'all. Have a good one.